Yeah.
The loss of real president.
That's creepy.
Well, hi everyone. This is Michele Molitor. Sorry for the weird voice frogness today, but I'm glad you got ahead started on introducing yourselves. This is the Wonder Women Unite meeting for today, January 20th, 2017, our first call for the year. Yay! And so it sounds like everybody was going around introducing themselves a little bit. That's good. For those of you who are new to the call, please take just a minute to tell us where you live in the world and what you do and why you're passionate about what you do. So we'll start.
Hi guys, so I'm Lorraine, but I can't figure out how to turn on the video or the microphone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. There should be, Lorraine, there should be a video button down in the lower left-hand corner for you.
All right, there's a start video, so I'm trying to turn it on, but it says unable to access the camera. So I am, figuring it all out. Yeah. But yes, let me do a quick introduction. I am Lorraine. I'm from Singapore. Well, I'm currently in Boracay, kind of having a hen's night, but I'm listening into the call. Excited to first time on Zoom, first time in the group as well. So I'm excited to hear what you guys have.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Great. I still can't figure out.
What do you do, Lorraine? What do you do?
So I'm in Singapore. I am actually an events and exhibitions planner. I run my own startup. So mainly my core is actually events and exhibitions, but I do dabble with social media and project management.
Yeah, I'm an event producer as well, but I do street fairs and festivals. I tackle the outdoors. It's a little harder.
Outdoors is actually not my forte, but I'm open to opportunities. It's interesting though with outdoors actually.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Lorraine, for being on the call. Lorraine and I had a little virtual coffee chat the other day.
Yeah, we did. It was interesting. I still keep thinking about it.
Yes, and so I extend the invitation to any of you ladies listening in on the call or those y'all here. If we haven't met before, I would be happy to have a virtual coffee chat with you via Zoom or Skype, and just to get to know you a little better. So ping me if that's of interest, and we'll get that scheduled. So who else is new to the call and would like to introduce themselves?
Me. I am Elizabeth Armstrong. Michele and I know each other well. She was in my telesummit. And I am the Green Genie. What I do is help people to tap into their share of $72 trillion of natural products and services annually by balancing the heart with the mind in partnership with nature. Sounds like we got something else going on here, too. And I'm a real strong intuitive. My mother's from a long line of light workers, and I was doing seances before I was driving a car, but I put it in the closet and did what I was supposed to do and ended up getting my PhD because I was doing what I should have done. So, yeah, I have a few talents.
Awesome. Thank you, Elizabeth, for being on the call. Who else is new to the call?
Well, this is Debbie. I am new. Name is Debbie Mcnichols. I live in Southern California, about 30 miles east of Los Angeles. And the exciting news is it's raining today. We live in a drought state, so we have been having this wet stuff falling from the sky for the last several weeks, so it's been pretty exciting. That's been a highlight of the year. So we've been rationing water and having all kinds of issues. So that's exciting news. I have the privilege of working virtually. I have a dream job. I changed careers in my late 50s, and I now am a instructional designer, curriculum manager for SAP, which is a German company, but I get to work from my bedroom, which is where I am right now with my Pomeranian. So, I love what I do because I think when you have a job where you're responsible for developing other people, that's just an awesome thing. So my primary responsibility is a women's global virtual leadership development program. that we run 12 months at a time, and we have about 1,000 women alumni are going through the program now. So we do utilize lean-in resources, and we do use what we call learning circles in our groups. And I thought, I should probably join an official lean-in circle and just kind of get that experience so I can also tell our women about it and encourage them to do the same thing.
Awesome. Thank you, Debbie, for being here. Who's in the 408?
I don't know what my phone number is.
No, Elizabeth, your name is showing up over here in the chat. I've got Lisa, you're the 334 number, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you introduce yourself, and then we'll go to who's ever sneaking in there on the line at 408-835-2577.
I'm Lisa Bullwinkle. I live in Berkeley. I am self-employed, so I get to work from my home. I always have a laugh saying my commute is about 15 steps from the coffee in my kitchen to my desk in the living room. I produce a lot of the larger fairs and festivals in the city. My title is the Hoopla CEO, and I sit on a lot of boards as an arts representative to give out money to the artists in town, and also to make sure that they're well taken care of, which is always a challenge in this community because we're facing extreme housing shortage, and with Silicon Valley, the gentrification around here has been very difficult. So it's been interesting for my work here. I'm 64, so I'm about at the end of my career, and I've had a lot of wonderful things that I've been through. My first half of my life, I was a ballerina, and the second half of my life, due to a car accident, I became an event producer. So I've got a lot of irons in the fire right now. That's me.
And just for everybody who's listening, age is only a state of mind, so pish posh.
Amen.
Yeah, it's just as far as career-wise, I'm sort of at the end of my career rather than at the beginning of it.
Got it.
I hope.
Thank you. All right, so who's
Ellen
here?
Grace Henson.
Oh, hi, Ellen. Is that you?
You sound great.
Yeah, don't I? So I wasn't there last night. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm Ellen Grace Henson. My company, Marketing Mechanics, helps. We help our clients better understand their markets and their customers so they can build better products. I'm a business and product strategy consultant, in addition to all the kind of standard product management work like, customer research, market research, requirements documentation, overall process management. I especially add value in helping my clients develop engagement and alignment on their cross-functional teams. I work with their cross-functional teams to help them develop common customer-centric goals, and also to help them better understand the role that everyone plays in delivering value to the customer. So we help move the client from kind of the normal high-tech contention or silos into a very collaborative state where employee satisfaction is higher, customer satisfaction is higher, and business results are greatly improved.
Awesome. Thank you. Who's dialed in from 510-395-1649?
Hi, my name is Isabel Lopez. I came in a little late. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to introduce myself.
Well, hi, this is Michele, who doesn't normally sound like this. I'm your hostess with the mostest today. Just share with us your name, where you're currently at on the planet, and what do you do?
Okay, my name is Isabel Lopez. I live in Pleasant Hill, and I'm a civil engineer, and I currently work for PG&E in gas operations.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And then who's dialed in from 661-212-7885?
Hi, Michele. This is Connie Sparks. I am in Office Depot, so it may be a little bit noisy, but I'm here on the call. I think this is my third call. I'm joining in with you guys.
Great. Well, we're delighted to have you again, Connie. So glad you could be here. So thank you all for being here. As you can tell, I'm a little froggy today. I don't normally sound this wonderful. And so what we wanted to talk about today was really setting your goals and intentions for the new year, and really looking at what's that big, hairy, audacious goal that you might have for yourself and or your business or your career or your life, whatever you choose. And so I wanted to go around and have everybody share what's your vision, i.e. what's that really big goal that you want to achieve for yourself, and maybe what's one thing that you think is getting in your way of having you achieve that, right? Because we're going to do some little, mojo resetting by the end of the call, all right? So who would like to start?
Well, I guess I'll jump in. Can everybody hear? So I'm a neurobehaviorist, and one of the things that is my big, hairy, audacious goal is really to start to launch an online course. One of the things that happened with me is I cannot possibly reach everybody one-on-one. And so I thought that by offering an online course, I could at least get through some of the basics with some of the people that I can't meet with or who can't afford my services one-on-one. So I take some pro bono. I always take some pro bono, but I'd be able to do that a little bit more easily with an online course. And people are just waiting for me to do it. And I just got to get my butt in gear and finish it up with the research and then alpha and beta test the program, and then hope to launch it by March of 2018, but I'm looking to at least alpha test it by July. So that's my professional goal.
Awesome.
Help.
And so, Mary, what's one thing that you think might be in your way of achieving that?
Well, if you've everybody's probably read the E-Myth, so I think for me, it's just spending less time in the business and more time working on the business side of it. I have all the tools I need. It's just, I just have to I have it blocked off in my calendar. I'm going to treat it like a class, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for 2 hours every day. I'm going to work on on developing my class. So it's always me. It's always me getting in the way of myself.
And that's a really great point, Mary. And that was what I want to get to, is as you guys are thinking about this, that thing that's getting in your way, I want you to think of it from the perspective of what's the conversation you're having in your head with yourself that is holding you back, right? Whatever that is, and write that down, okay? Because that's the part that we're going to get at, hopefully, if we have time at the end of the call, okay? So, who's next?
This is Debbie. I'll go next.
Oh, go ahead.
I have so many goals. That's one of my challenges, is I make too many goals, and then, I run out of steam because I'm trying to do so many things. So, but to focus on one, my goal professionally this year, one of my goals, is to move the Women's Leadership Development Program that I work on to a larger audience. So we're designing a MOOC, Massive Open Online Course, so that we can reach thousands instead of hundreds, and then the goal is to ultimately take it external. So it's no small feat from a resource and a budget standpoint to do that. So that's a very big, big, fat, hairy, audacious goal for me for this year. And what the impediments? Well, there's a variety of opinions about what should and shouldn't be done, how we should handle things, what should be in the curriculum, who should have a say. So there's a lot of internal things going on that we're working through, but it's a challenge. We have a lot of support in terms of moving our needle and the number of women that are in leadership at SAP. So we have support. It's just sometimes it doesn't always play out in action, let's put it that way, the way I'd like it to. So that's all.
Thank you. Let's see. Ellen Grace, you were going to go next.
Yeah. So I've been consulting since 2001 and formed Marketing Mechanics in 2005. And I think for several years I've had it, a goal, a soft goal, I guess, to take the company beyond just, 1 hour, every project is my hours, my time, and really scale it. And I've developed some packaged offerings that I launched last year. And this year, maybe it's, when I think about it, so I want to really, I launched the package offerings, some alignment, engagement and alignment, think tanks. And I had 2 clients that engaged with me on those workshop type formats, and they were very, very excited, very happy, very pleased. Then for a variety of reasons, they had some internal challenges, so I need to re-engage with them. But the bigger goal, the higher level goal, is to really get more visible, get more personally visible, get my offerings more visible, get my experience, my ideas, my methodologies and frameworks more visible, because that's the real basis for growth. I mean, if people don't know about what I offer, and if they don't understand the value of what I offer, then there's no platform for growth. So along those lines, I am working on a book and working to get articles published, and also looking for speaking engagements. And on top of that, I've just started as president of Women in Consulting, a local Bay Area professional association. So I've always found for myself that the busier I am, the more focused I am.
That's true.
And so now I've kind of set it out there where I'm going to be extra busy with a lot of activities, and planning. I hope the idea is that that's going to kind of incite me to really perform. Of course, part of what gets in my way, as I think somebody mentioned earlier, and I think this is true of most of us, it's usually us that get in our own way. But when I have a commitment to a client, it's really easy for me to deliver. When I have a commitment to myself, it's easy to push off. So I need to find something, whatever it is, or get rid of that block that makes me push away from my commitments to myself, and really be able to bring full energy, at least as much energy to my commitments to myself that I bring to my clients.
Yes. Thank you, Ellen. And that's often a challenge for a lot of us, is it's easier to take care of other people than it is to take care of ourselves, right?
Hey, Ellen, one of the things that I'm finding helps with workouts and with working on is I literally put myself in as an appointment. So I write it in. So if somebody wants to meet at that time, at first it was really hard to say, no, I already have an appointment with myself. But yeah, I agree. That's the hardest thing to do, is to keep the steam going in your own way.
I do.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's really, I do that, and it's really easy to say, oh, I'll do this other thing instead. So yeah. Somehow or another, it's still not the what's missing is I want to say internal motivation, although I feel like when I think about it, when I talk about it, when I work on it, I feel very motivated, but I don't stick to that. So I've got lots of meetings with myself on my calendar that I miss.
Thank you. And I have some suggestions about that we'll get to once we go through everybody. So who's next?
I could go next.
Hi, Miss Lorraine.
Hi. All right. So this year's it's well, my goal for this year it's mainly because I just started out a startup, so mainly it's to get my name out there around Singapore, especially since I'm based there, but also around Southeast Asia. So getting the company's name out there, more sales, that is something of course a priority. But yeah, so that's the main thing for the business front. In terms of personal, I think it's more self-development, getting to know, being comfortable with yourself, experiencing new things. Well, I'm 29 this year, so I just kind of want to get out there and experience a couple more things, before we all settle down. So that's mainly for me though, but mainly this year I think the focus it's primarily on the business itself. Really just get more sales on your own. Yeah, that's the priority for me, especially because I think it's a bit hard because I wasn't in digital marketing, like that's the thing now, so I'm kind of finding it a bit hard, yeah, to get your name out there. And the competition for events and exhibitions is relatively high in Singapore and around Southeast Asia. So that's my main goal this year.
Great. And so, Lorraine, what's one mental conversation you're having with yourself that might be getting in the way of that success?
Oh, well, I think well, for me, I think it's mainly because last year I spent about 1.5 years doing remote working. So I traveled around Southeast Asia while working. So now this year it's primarily more, if I can be based in Singapore more often. So hopefully that kind of, there is a momentum and everything's going on in Singapore. So hopefully, you can kind of focus better. Even though I must say that I think that I focus better when I'm overseas. Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, but I think in terms of focusing for work and I'm not really exactly afraid of putting myself out there and talking to people and collaboration and stuff like that. But I think it's for a startup, I feel like I could do some more. Like the opportunities are endless. So I just want to just get out there even more, just to do even more things,
Great. And on those notes, Lisa and you, Lorraine, you guys should connect offline because I'm sure you have lots of interesting notes to compare.
Yeah, we do. We should.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could give you some ideas about that.
So thank you. Who's next?
So I'll go since I'm already talking here. This is Lisa. My thing for this coming year is I need to find more sponsorship money to fund my events so that they're all very prosperous. I mean, they're okay, but I need more sponsors. And my thing that holds me back is I don't like asking for money.
Okay.
I really don't like that. And I keep trying to find some other people to do the work, and nobody really likes asking for money. So I'm having a hard time finding people to do this for me.
Okay. So that's a great thing to notice, Lisa. And that's often a block for a lot of people, asking for money. And so just as a note for everybody, that our brains do what we tell it to do, right? So if you're telling yourself it's hard to ask for money, it will be hard to ask for money. So start lying to your brain, Lisa, and say, I love asking for money. It's fun to ask for money. How exciting is it for me that when I ask for money, people say yes. And start rewriting that script that you have in your brain and burning new neural pathways along that line, even if it feels weird and inauthentic at first. But the more you do that, the more you have that conversation with yourself, honestly, the easier it will become. So,
Okay.
so turn it into a science experiment. And I know Mary will enjoy this, right? Turn it into a science experiment and see what you can create.
Okay. Well,
Look
just
at
on a
those-
note, I doubled my fee for an event yesterday, and they didn't flinch. So
Look at
there
that.
you go.
Give yourself a
So-
high five. Woo!
Woohoo!
Raise it up even more.
Yeah. So,
What?
Raise your fee even more then if they didn't flinch.
Yeah. Well, it's already written down, so
yeah.
it is what it is for this year.
All right. Great. Who's next? Elizabeth, Lucella, Connie.
I can go.
I
This is
had to take
Michele.
me off mute.
Well-
Okay, then you go ahead. I have myself on mute so it doesn't blur out everything. I'm going to put myself back on, but I'll go after her.
Thank you. Well, my biggest goal for this year that I set, it's something I've been putting off. It's obtaining a certification. It's the EIT Engineering and Training certification, which will allow me to move forward in my career and getting like another position relating to engineering, because I want to eventually register as a professional engineer with the state.
Great.
So what's holding me back, I think it's just myself. And after listening to the other woman, it is myself. I just have to schedule myself in, creating, I think somebody said, creating like a course for myself, blocking time out when things come up with family or friends, say I'm busy. And I need to do that to myself too, because I know I need to sit down and study, because it's basically, I've been out of school for 6 years and I have to review a lot of subjects. There's like 10 of them, because this exam goes over all the fundamentals of engineering. So I do need to sit down and put some time. I also maybe need to register to a course that's going to help me review. And I don't know, I just feel that I also got out of a relationship, so I'm recently divorced, and I think that's also holding me back, because I feel that I need to allow myself to heal in order to move on, but I'm just grieving without really going anywhere. So I think I'm going to start scheduling myself in, looking for the books. I already have some books, and looking for courses, and maybe seeing in my network who's studying for the exam. Maybe I can find a buddy to study. I don't know. Any suggestions?
Yeah, no, that's great. That's really great. Definitely lean into the Wonder Woman Circle for sure. They'll have all sorts of, I'm sure, wisdom to share with you around your healing process for sure. I don't know how many engineers we have in the group just yet, but you just throw it out there, and who knows, because we've got women from all over the world. So on that, along that line, and we can connect offline about this, Michele, but I'm going to be speaking at the IEEE Women in Engineering Leadership Conference, International Leadership Conference in San Jose in May. So we can talk further offline about that if you want, and maybe you can attend.
Yeah, I would also like
to.
What,
I would
Ellen?
like to offer a comment.
Yeah.
I'd like to offer a comment, because at the end, you were saying that you said, I don't know. And what I'd like to express is my perception, based on all of the things that you said prior to that statement, is that you do know. And you have a very solid sense of the different types of things that are available to you to do to support yourself. And I applaud you for that. And I encourage you to focus on the real fact that you do know.
Thank you, Ellen. I love it. All right, Elizabeth?
Okay, yes. What is my goal and what's holding me back? after years of playing on social media and kind of watching what was going on, following people, and being distracted a lot by all the opportunities that are there, I finally joined this one group and took action on a project, completed the project, boosted my self-esteem, and the strategy I used to do that project was I set 3 things that I was going to focus on. Every day I was going to focus something on one of these things. So that's what I'm doing now. I've got my 3 things I'm going to focus on. I've been wanting to write a book from some blogs that I created on how the environment impacts your health. And so I want to complete that book. I already have, and it's going to be an ebook, so I'm not going to be worried about publishing and all that. Now, the second thing, I'm doing another telesummit. And then the third thing is developing a product that I am going to put together and promote. So I'm, every day, whatever I feel like putting time into, I try to put time onto all 3 of those. It depends on what's a little bit more demanding. What's holding me back is time management. Time management is a big one because I have a lot of things going on in my life. I'm traveling. I do this other work as well. And so, that's it in a nutshell.
Beautiful. Thank you. Let's see, who's left? How about Miss Connie?
Hi. My goal for 2017 is to really focus on my crowdfunding platform. I am one of only 2 women who actually have a crowdfunding platform. Mine is have the focus primarily on business, so it's not for social causes or personal needs. It's really to help business owners raise capital for whatever their needs are, whether it's working capital, buying equipment, inventory, buying a van, moving, whatever that may be. So that's my primary focus this year. And I'm moving in an upward position in terms of my platform. It's still in beta. I just launched it a couple of months ago, just around November. So it's still fairly new. I am putting together a team to work on my marketing and branding for the campaign. However, as a consultant, I picked up 2 new clients, which I'm helping getting them on the speaker circuit. So that is consuming somewhat of a great deal of my time. So I'm now at a point where I need to hire another assistant, to help balance and manage the marketing and branding for my crowdfunding platform, and also with some of the other tasks of building up my clients' credentials.
Awesome. Thank you. And what's maybe one thing that's getting in your way, Connie? In your brain? Time? And what's your story about time?
It's time. It's not enough time. I don't have enough time. But, like I said, that's why I don't have enough hands. I need to hire another person to help me with this growth.
Brilliant. Okay. So what's in the way of you hiring someone to help you with that growth?
Excuse me?
What's in the way of you hiring someone to help you with that growth?
It's budget.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have, my budget allocated for marketing, but not for hiring an additional person. So I have to continue on or pick up another client that can help compensate the payroll for an additional part-time person.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. So, thank you everyone for sharing.
Can I make a comment on her statement?
Yeah.
It seems like, and what's her name?
Connie.
Connie. It seems like Connie's come full circle. She wants to do fundraising or crowdsourcing to help businesses to raise capital to do their business, and then she comes all the way around to she's being limited by having the budget to do this project. So it almost seems like that's a crowdfunding project right there.
The same thing.
It's just,
You know, it's funny because I thought about that, but you know, being the CEO, the founder of the platform, I'm not quite sure how that would look if I was actually raising funds for that, you know, on my platform to hire someone.
I think it's an excellent case study for you to use your platform to raise money to support your business.
You could say, look, I did it myself.
You know what? When you look at it from that point, you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I had one successful campaign. It just ended. I helped her exceed her goal. She was trying to raise $5,000 to start her lipstick line, and we actually helped her raise $7,500. So that was, we were very excited about that one.
Yeah. And so that's such a great point. Thank you, you guys, for bringing up that and shining the light there, Elizabeth, because, you know, oftentimes we let and I'm very guilty of this myself, you know, we let our ego get in the way of saying, oh, well, I can't do that, right? Because then I would look vulnerable, or I would look whatever the conversation we have about ourselves and what the perception of that might be. But the brave and courageous thing and the vulnerable act is actually putting yourself out there and leading by example. Like, you know, I don't have everything I need either to run my business. So here, I'm gonna lead the way by showing you how it's done and showing you how successful it can be, so that I can expand this platform and then help all these other, you know, thousands or millions of people through this crowdfunding platform. So there you go, Connie. That's awesome.
You are absolutely right. Thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it when we have ahas. So, well, cool. And so I will share my big, hairy, audacious goal for this year is I have a book that I started writing last year, and I've been interviewing people for, and it's actually what spurred this group being created, because the book that I'm writing is called Even Wonder Woman Needs a Map. And so when I got the download to create this group, I was like, oh, this would be a great way for me to meet all these amazing women from all over the world and interview a lot more people and find their stories so that I can integrate it in various different ways. So that's my big goal for this year. And the thing that has been getting in my way, I think, is my own it's some conversation or fear of success, honestly. I think it's like I know what I need to do. I've already got it outlined. I just have to sit down and write. And sitting still and writing is challenging. And I don't know if this happens with anybody else, but like when I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this thing, and I know it's part of my bigger self to do this thing, and I sit down to do it, I literally get squirmy in my seat and the top of my head tingles and itches. And so it's like, oh, okay, so now I've gotten to the point where I at least notice that, and I can like, okay, that's just energy, right? That's nervousness, that's anxiousness, and I can just let that go and breathe through it and keep writing. So who else here has some particular thing that happens with them when they're like up to big something? They're up to playing their bigger game, but they constantly like have sparkly bits that come in and try to distract you from doing it.
This is Ellen Grace Henson. That's exactly what I think my challenge is fear of success, and that same when I've known for years all the things I need to do, and every time I sit down to write or work on those big picture things for myself, that's it's just kind of like maybe my eyes start moving around, maybe I, like you said, get squirmy in my seat, or there's always something else then that I'm just like, okay, well, I'll go do this instead. Which, exactly, fear of success. I think that's such a conundrum, right? It's like, I want to be successful. I've been working on, why am I afraid of that? What is at the root of that? Or how do you get rid of it? How do you get it out of your way?
Okay, I want to say something. Elizabeth here. I was working on my PhD, and I was also a single parent. My kids were teenagers, oh my God. And I got a job, oh my God. But I got away from writing my dissertation. And the one thing that the professor said was, only write 15 minutes a day. And that was the best advice I ever got. Because when you sit down and you think of 15 minutes, that's manageable. And you start writing, and next thing you know, it's half hour's gone by. You get off the computer, things are going on in your head. But if you commit to 15 minutes a day, you're going to be surprised at how fast you move forward.
Beautiful. Thank you, Elizabeth. And I wanted...
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Lorraine.
Yeah, I agree though with the 15 minutes thing, because I'm also trying to write a little bit more, and I actually dedicate myself an hour. So far I've been monitoring it for like a month, and I think scheduling it into your your calendar, you really feel more motivated. You think you have a clearer mind, you know what to write about, it actually flows. And I was actually shocked though. Initially I thought 1 hour a day, I wouldn't accomplish that much, but with the amount that I'm researching and writing, it's actually, wow, I'm actually quite surprised myself. So I would say, putting aside that time a day to write, I think it's a good thing.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that. I'm like, oh, right, I should do that. I do that, and then I ignore it, right? Like it's like that. The same thing as scheduling time with yourself. I do that too, and then I like, oh, something else comes in, right? But I wanted to share this kind of aha that I had really recently with myself, and it's something that I think, given the conversation we've had, that you guys could all try on if you choose. That whole fear of success thing we've been talking about, that fear of making commitment to myself versus commitment to other people, right? If we boil it down to really looking at, do we feel within ourselves that you are worthy of success, that you are enough, that you are lovable, that is at the very, very root of a lot of stories that get in our way. And so back to the whole neuroscience piece of this is just start, like, write on sticky notes, put them up on your mirror around your house, put on, I am enough, I am worthy, I am lovable, I am deserving of success, I am deserving of wealth and abundance, whatever that is for you, and just put them everywhere. And again, it's like, create as a science experiment and rinse and repeat to yourself often. So sometimes when I have to drive, an hour to a meeting, I'll be in the car and I'll just kind of have this mantra: I am worthy, I'm enough, I'm lovable, I'm safe. And I repeat it to myself. And what I'm doing is burning new neural pathways in my brain. And since I've started doing this, you guys, I'm not kidding, it's really kind of fun. I have a new boyfriend who's amazing. And I just had this ginormous new project handed to me to manage, that will probably triple my revenues for this year. So it's there's something to it, is all I'm saying. So try it and see what you can do.
That's awesome, Michele.
Yeah. All within like a week or two. Boom.
I think also
very awesome.
so yeah, I think also a positive mindset, positive attitude, you kind of attract positivity to your life as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all that energy level, because the more positive you are, the more you love yourself, the higher your vibration is energetically.
I agree.
Right? Well, it's all physics, right? And so the higher your vibration, and then you come to like attracts like, and then so you start attracting more of that higher vibration stuff.
And I'd like to make another comment. I tend to make a lot of comments. The thing is what I'm really liking about what you've put together for us is because we're business owners, we stay home and we don't socialize much. But socialization is very, very important. And so thank you very much for creating this opportunity for us to socialize and fulfill that, because now it's having us talk about our goals and supporting each other in what we're doing. And I think that's very, very important to this whole process of building a business on your own.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been doing it myself for a long time, and I've learned finally that I don't have to do it all by myself. There's all this amazing people who are out there who are going through the same things and have the same struggles, and are happy to share their wisdom. So it's all good.
Yeah, like to what Michele and Elizabeth said, I think it's socializing. Yeah, like we said, we're all business owners and we all work from home and stuff like that. So socializing is a big part. And I think this group, I'm not sure if I told you, Michele, but yeah, this group is amazing. You connect with different female, entrepreneurs around the world, and you know that you're not alone. It's a community that you're building around, and it's very inspiring. It pushes you forward every day,
Absolutely. And I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the call, but as of today, we're up to 130 amazing women from all over the world. That's 36 new women have joined the group in the last month. 36.
Wow.
We have people from South Africa to Singapore to Moscow to Australia. So it's really exciting. And so I really want to encourage all of you guys, because the more you put into this, the more you're going to get out of it. So go to the Facebook page or to the Lean In thread online, and, share your thoughts, share your ahas, your wins, your gains, or questions, we have this great circle of women, and there's a lot of brilliance there. So literally, lean in and see what answers or wisdom you can gain from the group, and share the wisdom that I know that you have. And that's why I created it, because I really want everybody to feel the love, and know that you're not alone, and that we have all these amazing people to resource from. So it's all good.
Well, thank you, Michele, for connecting us.
Absolutely. And we talked a little bit about this on the last call, and I apologize, I haven't been able to launch it because I've been hurly-burly. But one of the things that I do want to get started is I'm calling it Expert Hour. And it's having an additional call once a month, and having someone who has a particular area of expertise kind of share like a little a mini conversation, like a 45-minute conversation of sharing their brilliance and expertise on a particular topic. So it might be
great idea.
How to deal with career transition, or best position yourself for an interview, or marketing tactics, pros and cons of running your business, or whatever. So if it's something that you're interested in leading a conversation with, please email me offline, and we'll start to get that scheduled. My question for all of you is, what day of the week do you think would be best to have a secondary call? So this call is the third Friday of every month. So what are your thoughts on that?
This one worked for me.
Fridays are good.
Yeah.
Fridays are good. Okay.
I agree. Fewer meetings on Fridays.
Okay. All right, great. Well, then I'll look at the calendar and make an executive decision, and we'll start getting that scheduled. So, yeah, we'll get that rolling. And I'm also looking to you guys for anybody who is interested in, kind of feeding the thread, the Facebook thread and the Lean In thread with questions and ideas and book recommendations and whatnot. So, because the more people we have contributing to it, the more the conversation will grow. So, if that's something that you're interested in being kind of like a part of my engagement team, then and ping me and we can talk further about what that looks like. Sound good?
Great.
All right, you guys. And then last thing, if you have any particular topics that you really want to talk about over this year, please email those to me or put them up in the Facebook page. And we'll start kind of creating a list there too. Cool beans. Any last comments before I have to dive off the call?
I hope you get well.
Thank you.
Feel better.
Thank you.
Definitely. Everybody have a wonderful 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 weeks.
Yes.
So we meet again.
All right.
Next meeting.
So it'll be, hold on, I will tell you. It will be, let's see, February 17th. February 17th, same bat time, same bat channel.
Got it.
All right, you guys, have a blessed day. Have a great weekend. And if you're marching here in the United States, I'll be marching tomorrow. I have my pink pussy hat. I'm so
I'll be in the mothership in DC.
Oh, congratulations. I'll be marching here in Oakland. All right.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.